Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Two powerful systems continue to impact the Pacific Northwest, central, southern, and eastern U.S. Severe storms, damaging winds, heavy snow, blizzards, flash flooding, and coastal impacts are expected with these storms to continue. In Alaska, blizzard conditions are expected. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, flooding concerns exist. Closer to home, a potent storm will occur tomorrow, bringing in strong winds, gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected, moderate snow accumulations possible in the Gila as well as Sacramento's. Colder temperatures return Thursday night. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Last night, the city of Alamogordo had their regular commission meeting. However, due to internet issues, there is no audio to share. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., it's the county commission meeting. On the agenda, request approval for the Mobile Crisis Response Team's annual improvement plan, request approval of multi-line and law enforcement coverage for 2023, discuss and consider the reorganization of the board for 2024, and discuss the possibility of enacting a county lodger's tax. Well, it appears that the Alamogordo School Board may be taking action to ouster contracted interim superintendent Pam Renteria tomorrow during a special meeting. This is my conjecture. But on the agenda, it reads, in closed session, they're going to meet with legal counsel to discuss pending or threatened litigation, and there are several listed here, but also status of a September 12th concern or complaint re-urged on October 19th as it relates to the superintendent. If necessary, appointing and entering into an agreement with an acting superintendent. When the board reconvenes in open session, take action, if any, to authorize legal counsel to proceed as discussed in closed session in connection with threatened litigation. But here's the other thing. Take action, if any, to place superintendent on administrative leave with pay pending handling of pending complaints. Also, take action, if any, to appoint an acting superintendent and enter into an agreement with that acting superintendent. When I reached out, contracted interim superintendent Pam Renteria replied via text message stating simply, no comment. I never heard back from President Angie Cadwallader as of news deadline. The 45th Annual Otero County Legislative Prayer Breakfast is coming up on Friday, January 12th. We heard from Josh Beasley.
This has been going on in Alamogordo for 45 years. Every January, we gather together at various locations. We join together to say a prayer for our legislators and to show our support for our legislators. We're going to have a great breakfast, great speakers, all proceeds going to benefit the Alamogordo Senior Citizen Center.
Plates are $15, and the event will be held at the Alamo Senior Center. RSVP or get more information by calling 575-430-3313. The Alamogordo Fire Department is looking for volunteers for a smoke detector installation event happening on February 10th at the Alamogordo Senior Center. If you want to get involved, contact Lieutenant Skaggs at 575-635-7389. Well, it's Wednesday, so it's time for our weekly report from Love Inc. We go now to Susan Payne.
Hey, good morning, Otero County. This is Susan with Love Inc. of Otero County, giving you our weekly report. I want to start off by telling you that on Thursday, January 18th, we are starting a new class, Affirming Potential. We have taught this before, and it will start again on the 18th. We are excited about kicking off the new year and new classes for our organization. It does come at no cost to you, and we do provide free childcare. So come and join us if you think you're interested. Certainly give us a call, 575-439-4812. And those ads also are up on our social media page, so you can check them out there as well. We are looking forward to the new year and some new things coming along. We're also going to be having an ad on Facebook that talks just a little bit about what we do. If you've ever wondered about exactly what we do, some people say, oh, there's a place that give out food or there's a place that does the weekend food bags. We are much more than that, and we want to get that word out to you. It's important to us that you understand that we're about building relationships with people. We're about teaching people to do the things that we know that they're capable of doing for themselves, and that's the message we want to convey. So we're excited to start a new initiative here in 2024, and we would love for you to be a part of it. If you are interested in perhaps volunteering or even being a board member, we do have some requirements, but you can certainly call us about that. Again, the phone number is 575-439-4812. Until next week, everybody have a blessed week.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
AlamogordoTownNews.com is a locally owned website featuring local news matters from a local perspective that affects you, and we bring it to you directly. Plus, local sports, cultural arts, and events. Online, AlamogordoTownNews.com. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County.
The district attorney in Donna Ana County, Gerald Byers, is providing the public with an update to an alleged officer-involved shooting. That meeting took place yesterday afternoon. The topic? A Las Cruces police officer shot and killed 45-year-old Teresa Gomez back in October when she attempted to flee from a traffic stop.
His ability to manage protocol was non-existent. His interactions with her, just on a human level, was exceptionally subpar and certainly did not meet the standards that LCPD demands of its officers whenever they are encountering civilians in the field.
When would a shooting be justified?
Justification requires that the deadly force must be used necessarily in order to either secure someone who is a felon who is fleeing or something of that nature.
But she did flee.
Because she did not present a danger to Officer Hernandez or anyone else.
Hernandez turned himself in yesterday and is being charged with second-degree murder for shooting a person fleeing. So I suppose he should have just, let her go? Is that the lesson here? The family of a man shot and killed inside of Walmart in Roswell is suing the company as well as the accused shooter. It's been about 3 months since 19-year-old Steve Soltero was shot and killed inside of the Roswell Walmart. The accused shooter is 18-year-old Joshua Ray Martinez, who was also, at the time, a Walmart employee. Soltero's family is suing Walmart as well as Martinez for gross negligence, which they say led to the wrongful death of Soltero. The lawsuit states that Martinez got into an argument with Soltero as well as his girlfriend, Zyling Thyberg, before the shooting. During the pretrial detention hearing for Martinez, the family found out that he was on probation at the time of the shooting. James Leach, an attorney representing the family of Steve Soltero, spoke with KOB.
We learned, of course, at the pretrial detention hearing for Mr. Martinez, when they were determining what charges and those sort of things, and whether to hold him with or without bail, that he was out on probation for aggravated assault.
The lawsuit claims Walmart was not only negligent in hiring Martinez, but failed to supervise him despite his criminal history, failing to care for Soltero. The family's still waiting to hear more from Walmart.
We don't really have their side of the story yet, but like I said, through the written discovery process, we'll begin to put that together and understand, exactly what their position is with regard to this, horrible tragedy.
Leach says the family is hoping to get some closure.
Our investigation and then also the way the criminal case proceeds will hopefully over time bring some closure. But right now, obviously, the wounds are very fresh and deep.
Closure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to call bullspit. In my opinion, the family does want and need closure from Martinez. But it seems to me they only want money from Walmart. The next court date for Martinez is January 22nd. On Christmas Day, chaos at the Bernalillo County Juvenile Detention Center erupted. Advocates and families of incarcerated teens say it's been getting worse for years. They shared more about their perceived realities that they've been dealing with and laid out a list of demands for the county. Vanessa Hullinger was one of those present.
We cannot turn a blind eye to our children's cry for help. Regardless of their circumstances, children should be treated with dignity.
Dignity? Perhaps your kids shouldn't have broken the law, just saying. Hullinger started an organization called Stronger Together, Never Alone as a support group for parents of incarcerated youth. Her son spent years at the county center, and she describes the conditions as deplorable. But I'm sure her son did nothing to deserve being incarcerated, right? Right.
Dirty laundry, smelling of urine and mildew adds to the indignity of our children's face. Reports of physical and mental abuse from staff are distressing and unacceptable. Meals are often served hours late, leaving children hungry and uncertain of when their next nourishment will be.
She and other advocates say teens are confined for sometimes 23 hours a day with limited access to water and basic necessities like a toilet. School and family visits are often canceled, and they haven't had access to programming since the governor suspended it under the current public health order.
I am tired of seeing youth being locked away. I have seen kids who are 11 years old come into the facility being strip searched.
Alexis Payne was incarcerated for 3 years. Why? After luring Calvin Kelly into a parking lot of an apartment complex, 2 other teens held him up at gunpoint and shot him. Payne is tired of seeing youth treated like thugs in prison. Well, you know, Payne, we're tired of seeing youth commit violent crimes. Make you a deal. You stop committing felonies, and you won't go to prison.
I wanted to commit suicide because I was tired of the conditions. I was tired of staff making me feel like I wasn't important, that I didn't matter.
The group has issued 9 demands for Bernalillo County to address. They include access to bathrooms, clean laundry, and school programs. They're also demanding the end of use of strip searches, solitary confinement, and holding girls in the intake area with no privacy or windows.
We call on law enforcement and elected officials to accept the same accountability they're demanding from these teenagers, from these kids, from these youth.
Zooey Soto, an organizer. You know, I was raised to know that you don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Do you think prison is miserable? It's supposed to be. Don't want to be a part of it? Don't go. There's only one way to go, and that's committing crime. If you don't want to go to prison, don't commit crimes. Why isn't this common sense? In the winter months, our furry friends can face challenges trying to stay warm. Vanessa Steele, the shelter coordinator for the Humane Society of El Paso, says pets should remain indoors and limit their time outside to strictly doing necessities. She spoke with KVIA.
The biggest thing that we can do for our pets right now is to bring them indoors.
Hypothermia sets in dogs below 99 degrees. Symptoms include dilated pupils, increased heart rate, and extreme shivering. If you suspect hypothermia, take your dog somewhere warm and contact a vet immediately. She advises keeping domestic cats indoors as well. But we also have to keep in mind of what she calls community cats. I call strays. She says do keep an eye out for them, though.
They'll find a place that's warm, but be careful because that could also be your car engine. So you're going to want to make sure that you're knocking on the hood of your car real quick before you start it, just in case they're hiding in your car.
And that is very important to remember. Sports and weather are next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 14 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including, oh boy, here we go again, Tularosa and Alamogordo. Go ladies! That's one way to solve that problem. There's also 17 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today. They're all up north and to be announced. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight with winds gusting up to 18 miles per hour. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow and windy with a 30% chance for rain and snow. Winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 52. Low tonight of 32. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 23. High tomorrow, 50 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies with winds gusting up to 28 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with winds gusting as high as 40. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow and windy. There's a 30% chance for rain and snow. Winds gusting up to 55 miles per hour. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 34. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 11. Low tonight of 19. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 6. High tomorrow, 27. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 2 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and keep your eyes open for more information about the brand new Crazy Radio website coming soon. Also, check out the Crazy KELH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.